I mean, the harsh truth is that Trump is scaring a lot of international students. Sometimes he is like, they are deporting students, then they are voiding your F1 visas, then they are making it very difficult to schedule visa appointments in the first place. So I think the signal is clear that, like, US is not welcoming or looking very welcoming to international students right now. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to leave their destiny hanging on US policies, then I completely understand. And maybe you want to look at what are some good alternatives out there, right? So this video is about that. I want to talk about what are some of the best alternatives to US if you want to study abroad in 2026 or beyond. But another fact is that there is no perfect destination. There is no single country that ticks all the boxes, to be honest, right? So I want to talk about these alternatives from three angles. So I will be talking about three lists, also because every applicant has their own criteria and priorities, right? So the first list I will cover is what are the best alternatives if your budget is really low. Number two is what are the alternatives if you want to maximize your career ROI or if you're looking for aggressive job opportunities, etc. And number three is what are the best alternatives if you just want to settle abroad. So I will dive into these three lists in this video today. All this on the other side of the intro. Keep watching. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing great. Now today's video is important because let's start thinking for 2026 and beyond. And now I've previously done a lot of videos on what's happening with US, what are some of the positives and what's going wrong there, right? So educate yourself on the situation in US, and in case you don't want to apply there and consider other alternatives, then this video is for you. Now, of course, India cannot absorb all the talent here. So yes, no matter what we keep saying that India is growing, GDP is growing and all, the fact is everybody is not going to get the kind of opportunities they are looking for. So people will continue looking for opportunities abroad. But still, if US is not that perfect destination anymore, then what are some other countries? Let's talk about that. So I'll be covering three lists as I promised, and let's get started with the first one. That is, what are the best alternatives for you if your budget is very low? If budget is your biggest barrier, then the good news is that yes, there are cheaper options if you know where to look. And the first very good option is, of course, Germany, where tuition fee is almost zero in public universities. And these are solid, good quality STEM programs. So particularly known for automotive industry, mechanical, robotics, AI, and some fields of computer science. It's pretty good. All you have to spend is the living expenses, and that comes to around 20 lakh or so for the full master's program. So imagine graduating, finishing your whole master's in a country like Germany by spending only 20 lakh rupees. And if you get some sort of like part-time jobs or funding, then you're not even spending that much. So this is honestly cheaper than India, where Ashoka University is today charging 50 lakh for their 4-year college education. Downside is that job market can be slow moving, salaries are lower, especially if you're not fluent in German. Also, culturally, Europe is slightly isolating in the sense they will never accept you fully into their social fabric. So keep that in mind. So it's not for everybody. But the good thing is that over 40% of the Indian students who go to Germany, they are not fluent in German in the beginning, but they make it work. So you can definitely make it work. And this is where I will start if I have real budget constraints. Second country is France, where tuition is pretty low in public universities. And there are a lot of government scholarships options are available for international students, and I would definitely consider France if I'm looking at fields like political science, where Sciences Po is the mecca of the field. Some of the business and fashion schools are also globally respected. The downside is huge language barrier. I don't think you can eventually make it work in France if you don't have a working knowledge of French. But if you're in Paris, many international programs are offered in English. Third option I would consider is Norway or Finland, so basically Nordic countries, where you have zero tuition for Europe Union citizen, but the tuition is still very low for internationals also. It's a very progressive education system, but the downside is you will freeze yourself to death. It's like the weather is extremely cold, and there are not as many jobs. I mean, the country, the population itself is pretty low, so job opportunities will be very low, but you can make it work in the broader Europe Union if you graduate from there. So for the budget conscious folks, I think I will focus on Germany is the number one practical pick. Then you have France for some specialized fields, and maybe Norway for research focused kind of degrees. Second list is for people who want to maximize their ROI, so they want higher salaries, best job opportunities, best career growth, etc. Here we will take a look at different industries that you are targeting and then look at what's the best destination for it. For example, if I talk about tech, I think Ireland can be considered. Now, we did a detailed deep down on Ireland, what are the problems, what are the opportunities in a previous video, definitely check it out. But still, for STEM field, for the tech fields, Ireland can be a promising destination, because Dublin is sometimes even dubbed as Europe's mini Silicon Valley, because all major tech giants have offices there like Google, Meta and Apple. It is English speaking and it is a fast growing economy overall. Bonus is also that you can get 2-year stay back visa after your masters. But the downside is that there is huge housing shortage, there is inflation, and it's overall not that cheap. So it comes out pretty expensive in the end. But still, I think for tech careers, especially if you have some work experience, you can consider targeting Ireland. Next is if you're looking at finance kind of industry, I would say look at Singapore. I mean, Hong Kong also used to be a very attractive option here, but after the political situation, people are focusing more on Singapore, which is basically Asia's financial powerhouse, huge presence of global banks. Visa rules are strict and you are never going to get the PR, but if you study there, I think you can create opportunities for yourself. Downside, again, very meritocratic, so there are no shortcuts, intense competition, and there are just couple of universities worth applying there. So competition is huge, but I really love Singapore from multiple lenses. It's a very safe country, close to India and all those things. So do look at it if you are targeting finance and if US and Europe are looking unattractive for some reason. Thirdly, if you're looking at healthcare, research or even design kind of careers, then people do talk about Netherlands, which is strong in public health, social sciences, design kind of fields, and there are some English taught programs as well. Work-life balance is absolutely amazing, and it's really beautiful country, so you get to experience the beauty and also get to travel around Europe. So yes, Netherlands can be considered for some of these fields. If I'm looking at nursing, business and maybe some fields of engineering, then another option is Australia, where the job market is pretty hot in nursing, civil, mining, cybersecurity, renewable energy. So these are some of the fields that are usually not in, like, high growth career options you will not find in other parts of the countries, especially like nursing or like mining, etc., or sustainable energy. So I think Australia is great for all that, and you can also get 2 to 4 year of post study work visa depending on your degree and location. Now we did cover all its details and some downsides in a previous video. Do check that out. Mainly the downside is it can be expensive, like for example living in Sydney and Melbourne can be extremely expensive. Tuition is also decently high, so you do need some investment upfront, but it's great for nursing kind of place careers where PR option is very, very quick and they're very high paying. So if you want jobs, I think Ireland is the dark horse. Singapore is elite but tough looking at finance kind of careers. Netherlands I would say is underrated, and Australia is very, very good for some niche fields but expensive. Now let's talk about the last list, which is if your goal is PR or citizenship or you just want to settle abroad. Now let's be honest, world is not very forgiving to people who want to settle here and there these days. I think we are seeing a trend of deglobalization, but still there are few countries that are okay with giving PRs, etc., especially if you're studying there and the obvious choice used to be Canada. It's not that obvious now, but it's still relevant, I would say, if the goal is purely for PR, because of the political turmoil they created with India and especially the Justin Trudeau government, everything that they did, and they gave visa troubles to Indian students. Plus, let's not forget, job market has been extremely saturated and people are not finding good quality white collar jobs. So it's not for career wise ambitious people, but if the PR is the only goal, then Canada is still a good option, because international students can convert to work permit and then PR, find options to settle there, right? Second country would be Australia, where I would say it has one of the easier PR rules among the developed nations. It gives you long stay back periods, and also regional campuses, depending on where you are studying and all, they can give you faster PR points. So it's the system is slightly complicated, but I think it's still generous, so do check that out. Downside is, of course, you have to work in maybe regional or less glamorous areas where you can optimize for your occupation, etc. Third country is New Zealand. Now, very friendly, very, very beautiful, small, streamlined PR system, great for teaching, healthcare and hospitality kind of industries. But of course, I mean, that's all. I mean, you don't really consider New Zealand if you want to think of studying, education or career prospects. So job options are limited, salaries are quite lower because people optimize for work-life balance there, not for fast career growth. And then there is Germany once again, where good PR options open up after 2 years of working there. So it's very good for engineers, STEM kind of folks, where you do see good career prospects in Germany and Europe Union. So for long-term settlement, we are looking at Canada, Australia and Germany. So if I have to recap, if you are very, very budget conscious, look at Germany and Nordic countries. If you are very career oriented, want high growth options, then look at Ireland for tech, Singapore for finance and Australia for some niche fields. And settling abroad is a better bet in Canada, Australia and Germany. As you can see, there is no one size fits all option here. So you have to know your goals and then pick the country that matches your target or career goal accordingly. Don't just blindly follow what is working out for your friend or what your cousin did 5 years ago, because world is very different and your requirements are different. So understand who you are, what are you looking for, and then optimize accordingly. Alright guys, so if you found this helpful, then please don't forget to like and subscribe. It really helps me in creating more content. Do drop a comment and tell me which country are you seriously considering in 2026 and why. I would really love to know what people are thinking these days. Alright, so I will see you guys next week with a fresh new video. Until then, stay safe and take care.